Hello! This is the story of a man who started as a small-time street dealer, but within just a few years, rose to the top of the criminal world. He earned such massive amounts of money that he no longer needed to count it, but had to weigh it instead. Everything seemed limitless, and his organization appeared unbeatable. However, things began to unravel. His life took an unexpected turn after a business dispute that shook the city of Antwerp. No one could have imagined that a simple incident involving a drunk girl accidentally shooting herself in the leg could have such a profound impact on one of Belgium's most powerful criminal organizations. This is the story of Norden LH. Norden was born in Nador, Morocco, but grew up in the Dam neighborhood of Antwerp. He started his criminal career as a small-time street dealer, selling only small packages. He was arrested multiple times and received sentences of community service or short-term prison. On one occasion, he was sentenced to 40 months in prison, but he decided to flee to the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, Norden made remarkable strides. From a small-time dealer, he became part of the top criminal organization in the Netherlands led by Samir Bouyakrican, known as Scarface. This organization imported tons of cocaine and had a direct supply line from South America. Under Samir's guidance, Norden quickly rose through the ranks, assisting Samir by providing his connections in Antwerp. However, in 2014, Samir was sidelined. His brother, known as Karim Taxi, took over the operation and maintained close contact with Norden. After each successful shipment, Norden saved money to fund his own shipments. By 2016, he had become one of the most significant figures in Antwerp, having successfully imported over 750 kilograms of cocaine. In addition to the nicknames Big or Fat Norden van den Dam, due to his physique and neighborhood, Norden was also known as NWA, which stood for Never Working Again. His goal was always to achieve this, and it seemed like he was on the right track. One of the main reasons for Norden's success was his alliance with Frankfurt's Norden, and Frank made a perfect duo, importing many massive cocaine shipments. Everything went smoothly until a failed shipment led to a serious dispute. At the beginning of 2017, Frank, nicknamed the Tank, a former bodybuilder, received an advance payment from Norden to pay his team. This time, he received about 400,000 euros from Norden. However, the shipment was canceled, and when Norden requested a refund, Frank claimed that he had to spend part of the money to pay the partners at the port and could not return it. This reason did not satisfy Norden. Frank's staff had incurred significant costs. A port planner in Antwerp could earn between 75,000 and 100,000 euros for sharing the location of a container. A forklift operator could receive 50,000 to 75,000 euros to move the container to a specific location in the port, and even more if he transferred the cargo to a safer container. Altogether, these expenses were a considerable burden for Frank. The conflict between Norden and Frank set the stage for a major crisis that no one could have predicted. The conflict between Norden and Frank escalated to uncontrollable levels. Frank unexpectedly received an unwelcome visitor from Norden, who confronted him with a gun pointed at his head. The message from Norden was clear: return the money. Although Frank refunded 100,000 euros, but it was not the full amount Norden demanded, and this led to Frank's fury. On February 23, 2017, Norden's parents' home was brutally attacked with 18 gunshots as a shocking act of retaliation and a harsh message. 2 suspects were arrested, but no one dared to reveal the mastermind behind the attack. Although they remained silent, but the police were almost able to identify who was behind the assault. Just 3 days later, on February 26th, Norden did not remain silent for long. He ordered 2 henchmen to throw Molotov cocktails and open fire at Frank's house. As expected, the conflict between them could not be resolved peacefully. For safety, Norden retreated to Dubai, over 6,000 kilometers away from Antwerp. However, this move did not mean he stopped seeking revenge. From his distant location, Norden continued to cause trouble and stir up the situation in Antwerp. Norden's satisfaction was short-lived when Frank and his associates were arrested in mid-2017. After the Belgian police began investigating the cocaine smuggling ring at the Antwerp port, Frank made himself an easy target by flaunting his wealth on social media, attracting the police's special attention. However, Norden's satisfaction quickly turned into anger when rumors circulated that Frank had confessed about Norden and his organization during police interrogations. In response, Norden took extreme measures. In February 2018, many houses in Antwerp received a special letter in their mailboxes. The letter, printed in bold with the words, "Death to the Informer," included a list of 9 names, including Frank, his associates, his ex-girlfriend, and even a corrupt policeman who had once been part of Frank's organization. This act caused unprecedented shock in Antwerp's criminal underworld. The flyers frightened the criminal community, especially those named on the list. An anonymous comment read, "Everyone knows who is behind this. I'm not worried, but will stay away from Antwerp. There are enough fanatics who believe this is a real list, while in reality, it's just people who were interrogated." Following the flyer incident, things calmed down temporarily. The police anticipated more retaliatory attacks, but fortunately, no serious incidents occurred. However, in March 2019, the calm was shattered by 4 attacks within less than 2 days. Notably, these attacks began in the same neighborhood where it all started 2 years earlier, the Antwerp Dam area. In one incident, a grenade was used to destroy a car, and the other 3 were arson attacks, including one on Norden's mother's car. These attacks forced the Antwerp police to be vigilant once again, determined to end the violence with a particular focus on capturing Norden. Knowing that Norden was living luxuriously in Dubai and was beyond reach, the police decided to concentrate on dismantling his organization step by step. This was the moment the story turned a completely new page. On April 20th, 2019, a shocking event occurred. Birgit S. accidentally shot herself in the leg. While intoxicated with her boyfriend Mofti R in their apartment, Birgit was playing with a gun when it unexpectedly discharged and the bullet accidentally hit her leg. Panicking Mufti immediately fled the scene, and Birgit, in pain, called emergency services. When the police arrived to investigate, they discovered a massive cache of weapons and drugs in the basement: 8 grenades, 6 guns, 1 kilogram of Semtex explosive, nearly 40 kilograms of cocaine, and 25,000 euros in cash. Birgit was promptly arrested for violating gun laws and suspected ties to a criminal organization. The cache of weapons could be linked to the series of attacks plaguing the city. The police continued their investigation and discovered that Mufti was connected to another apartment in Antwerp, where Fieden J., a drug trafficker, resided. This apartment was not only a gathering place for criminals, but also contained additional weapons, explosives, and cocaine. The police secretly installed cameras and microphones in the apartment and parking lot to capture footage of cocaine being transported and explosives being prepared for attacks. This footage provided valuable information to the police. A frequent visitor to the apartment was Mehmet Ali T., Norden's right-hand man. After gathering enough evidence, the police decided to arrest Mehmet. Birgit's accidental shooting and the exposure of a significant part of Norden's organization unexpectedly benefited the police. Another key factor in breaking down the criminal organization was Eric P., a loquacious truck driver. Eric was involved in transporting goods from the Antwerp port and delivering them to Norden's associates. During an investigation, the police intercepted Eric's calls, where he boasted about an upcoming large shipment. On January 13, 2020, Eric received a container from Ecuador and transported it to a warehouse in Bornum. There, Zafir T., Mehmet's brother, and other associates from Norden's organization were preparing to transfer the cocaine into 3 trucks. At that moment, the police swooped in and arrested everyone, once again thanks to the criminals' own carelessness. The police then executed another smart move. Zafir was placed in the same cell as Aziz, another person arrested at the warehouse. Their cell was equipped with listening devices, and the police recorded all conversations for 3 weeks. These conversations provided insights into the entire organization and revealed crucial details about Norden. They overheard Mehmet's wife saying that Norden would send 2,000 euros each month to 10 people. Aziz also spoke about the money Norden promised to keep quiet in a large-scale revenge plan. When confronted with the recordings, both men admitted they knew they were being watched and chose to remain silent. They were locked up together, but the truth of their conversations was merely fabricated stories. Nevertheless, the information from these conversations led to 39 police raids in March 2020 in the Netherlands, Germany, and Belgium. Weapons, ammunition, cash, jewelry, gold bars, and thousands of encrypted phones were seized. 51 people were arrested, and Norden's entire criminal organization was wiped out. Although Norden was living safely in Dubai, but he knew this was a major shock and he was in serious trouble. 3 months after his organization was dismantled, Norden could no longer evade the net. On June 16, 2020, he was arrested in Dubai after topping the most wanted list. Ultimately, he was captured in March, when charges against Norden flooded the media. Meanwhile, Norden had messaged an investigative journalist from the Belgian newspaper GVA, denying any involvement in the allegations and emphasizing, "This is a smear on my honor. I am a legitimate businessman. If they provide any concrete evidence, I will immediately come to Belgium to surrender." Antwerp prosecutor Frankie de Keyser was thrilled when the news of Norden's arrest in Dubai was announced. He believed this would send a strong message to the remaining criminals hiding in the luxurious city, thinking they were safe. Frankie declared, "I hope this will be a big enough shock to make many criminals leave Dubai." In the underground world, rumors quickly spread that Norden might leave Dubai for Colombia at any moment, where authorities sometimes still arrest and extradite criminals. It's possible the police had caught wind of this and decided to act before it was too late, but this has yet to be officially confirmed. However, just a week later, news from Belgium quickly dashed the prosecutors' hopes. Before the police could begin the extradition process to bring Norden back to Belgium, he was released after posting bail of 10,000 euros. Their joy instantly turned to utter frustration as Norden remained free, continuing his luxurious life in Dubai despite the Belgian prosecutors' relentless efforts to bring him back to his homeland. With a 12-year prison sentence and an additional 15 years for another case pending, Norden remains a prime suspect in multiple cases, facing the possibility of a long time behind bars. What do you think of this story? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.